What's up, everybody? Renvale here, back for another game guide, and today we're talking about this, the mount system in Diablo 4, which I know some of the old school players have said, I don't really like it, I don't need a mount, I just want to run around the game and explore, and you can totally do that. And I'm actually here to talk about why I think that the mount is an interesting perk. It's a quality of life thing for me. It's not a mandatory requirement. And I was scanning some guides the other day, sort of looking for ideas to create my own guides, and somebody had like a top 15 list of tips for new players, and one of the things they suggested was how you shouldn't do anything else in the game until you get your mount. Like, you should just do the campaign, get your mount, and then explore the world. And I looked at that and I went, what are you talking about? Like, that is like one of the most ridiculous pieces of advice I've ever heard someone give, because I feel like it ruins the exploratory nature of the game. Because when you're on a mount, you can sort of just bypass everything, and yes, it's convenient to be able to get from point A to point B more quickly, but you're also sort of able to skip a lot of the stuff along the way because you're able to just kind of run right past it. And I know there's some mount combat stuff and everything else we could talk about later once we get into the mounts, which that's a whole nother thing later on once I get access to mounts. What I want to talk about today is the fact that this is a really big game. So I am 20 levels in, 21, and I've been playing for around 20 hours so far. In those 20 hours, I have completed a variety of quests, and I have explored roughly this much of the map. And it's a big map, so I've explored just a tiny portion. I'd say maybe 1/6 of the map. I don't think it's more than 1/6. Roughly a sixth, maybe even just an eighth of the map. But there's a lot to be explored here, and I've only uncovered a tiny portion of it. And if you zoom in even further, you'll notice that I've uncovered a bunch of dungeons already, but I haven't done more than a couple of them, which have required me to go in and do for like missions and side quests and stuff. So, looking at this map, and after me running around for 20 hours on foot and exploring all of these locations and destinations and everything else, here's the other thing I want to talk about. Because I was curious the other day, I went and looked last night because I was like, I'm 20 hours in. When do you actually get the mount? Because I feel like, I've been playing for 20 hours. I should have a mount by now if they're going to give me a mount, if it's something that's meant to be a useful part of gameplay. Like, say, Lord of the Rings Online, they give you a mount right away. Star Wars Republic, you get a mount pretty early. Old other MMORPGs, you get a mount fairly quickly. But this one, it's like, I'm 20 hours, 20 levels in. I still don't have a mount. What's up with that? I go online and I look, and it turns out, by the way, spoiler alert. Well, I don't think it's a spoiler alert in terms of storyline. You don't even get your mount until the beginning of Act 4 in the main campaign. And this is what drives me nuts about the guides out there who are like, just focus on this, don't do any of the other stuff until you get there. So I have been playing for 20 hours. I haven't even finished Act 1 yet. So I've been running around exploring and doing side quests and, main missions, yes, but anytime I come across a side quest, I'll do it. Like right now, I can notice there's a side quest right here, which means I'm going to go down there and I'm going to go pick up that side quest and I'm going to see what it is, and I'm probably going to run it because it's close, and the next main quest that I have is down in here to go search the Heraldric Vault. So that's part of Act 1. So I haven't even got through Act 1, and I'm 20 hours into the gameplay. Then there's Act 2. Then there's Act 3. Then there's Act 4 and beyond. So I don't even get a mount until Act 4. So knowing that, armed with that knowledge, I have to ask the question, why are you telling people to just skip the game and go get a mount? That is the stupidest piece of advice I've heard someone give, because this game is massive and there's a ton of stuff to explore. There's a massive world that you can run around and explore. Every single nook and cranny of this, there's little things you can find, little dungeons and side quests and the altars and chests and crafting mats and all sorts of stuff. Why would you want to rush? Like, I feel like the people who write those types of guys are just trying to rush to level 100 as quickly as possible and clear all the legendaries and chalk off the achievements one by one, and they aren't actually wanting to explore the game. I like to immerse myself in the world. So I'm not against having a mount. I know some players are completely against mounts. They're like, I don't want a mount. It's going to ruin the game for me. I'm not one of those people. I would love to get my mount. However, I feel like I would be doing myself a disservice as a brand new player who's playing this game for the first time if I only focused on getting a mount and I ignored the vast depth of what's available to me here in the game, because there's a ton of stuff that you can explore when you look at the size of the map and everything else. And there's nothing wrong with running around and finding things and taking your time. Remember, everybody, it is about the journey, not the destination. And I feel like way too many people are all about that destination. I also wonder how many of those players who are writing those types of newbie guides are like, the types of players who only focus on the end game in World of Warcraft or, Guild Wars 2, and that's all they do. And so when they create a character in a brand new game, doesn't matter what game it is, their only focus is like, how can I get to the max level as quickly as possible? Because everything in many games is all about the end game. Well, here, everything scales with you, so there's no end. I mean, yes, there is an end game, but it's not the content, so to speak. The end game is lots of other stuff. What's up, everybody? Commercial break here. I got to give a shout out to our guild champions. It's the highest tier membership here on YouTube. We got Ancient Entity, Crazy as Relative, and Remy D. Thanks so much for your support. And of course, to all of the members here on YouTube, thanks for keeping me on the air full time. If you do like what you see and hear on my channel, don't forget to not only like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, but please support. Consider me your Netflix, your Hulu, your Disney Plus, or HBO, whatever you want to call it. You can do memberships here on the channel, starting at $3 a month. And of course, anytime you see me live or you watch a premiere, you can do super chats and stickers on those videos, and super thanks on any upload you see, which allows me to keep doing this full time and paying the bills. So from Chris and I and all of our rescue cats, we say thank you. Let's get back to the video at hand. Plus, we don't even have seasons yet. There's expansions that are coming down the road. There's like so much more to do. So if I were a new player, and I am, so this is sort of my advice to new people out there, you do not need to focus on rushing to get a mount. I would argue that you should take your time, explore the game, get the mount when you naturally progress through the storyline and the side quests and everything else, and get there. Now, if we're talking about a veteran player or someone who's already played through all the content and you're on an alt, or you played, here's the other one, people who played a ton of the server slams and all this other stuff. If you have already put in 150 hours into the game through server slams and now you're playing the game for the first time, the actual game, like, okay, maybe it makes a little bit of sense to rush to the end. But if you're new, and that's sort of what my guides are geared towards, I don't think you should be rushing to get a mount. I think you should take your time and explore the game, because as you can see, there's a lot here to explore. And I don't know when Act 4 is. Like, Act 3, I haven't even finished Act 1. Like, I still have to finish Act 1. I haven't even started Act 2. And then after, so I guess Act 3 has 3 quests. Act 2 has 2 quests. Excuse me, Act 1. Yeah, Act 1 has 3 quests. Act 2 has 2 quests. Act 3 has 1 quest. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just, I feel like, for me, I'm enjoying taking my time and, enjoying the journey as opposed to the destination. Now, I can't wait till I can get a mount because I think it sounds really cool. I don't know how it works in this system. I think I have, like this, because I pre-ordered. This is just a cosmetic that I have as a result of pre-ordering the game, which is cool. But I guess there's trophies and things that you can get, so I am looking forward to being able to do this. And I also think there's later on there's some cosmetics you can get and everything else. But don't rush, everybody. Just enjoy the game. Slow down, take a breath, smell the roses, and try not to get killed by zombies or things that eat you. Anyway, that's my tip of the day. Don't rush to get a horse. Just take your time, everybody. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, stay safe. Have fun gaming. Join us in game if you want. We're the Raven Syndicate. You can also join our Discord.